Should we get to the big news of the week being Shane Gillis?
Yeah.
Craig has not seen these clips yet. The ladies on The View.
No, but I have seen the ESPYs clip, and it's very funny.
I wonder what Craig's going to think of Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and their opinions on Shane Gillis. Let's play those first.
Oh, I was waiting for you to tell me that Shane Gillis was on The View.
No, he was disgusted. It sounds like these gals won't have him on.
Oh.
It sounds like they don't care for the cut of his jib, unfortunately.
Strange.
The little engine that could, but needed a pill first.
They played. Okay, so that just for context, they played a little bit of his set, and then the whole crowd, instead of laughing or just if they didn't find it funny, just being silent, they're trained to all go, "Ooh."
Well, The View and the ESPYs are clearly the same audience.
Right, yeah. I'm sure they all stayed up and watched. They're like, who's going to win best athlete this year? God, I'm so excited to see who gets the Arthur Ashe Award.
So is that the premise, though, of the segment, that just his stuff on the ESPYs was so controversial? They had
so Whoopi Goldberg sets it up and is like, a lot of people didn't like Shane Gillis's set last night, which just isn't, it's just a made-up thing.
Premise.
She's like, yeah, no one liked this. And then they play the clip and the crowd goes, ooh. And then the ladies react here.
You know, hosting an award show is a tough game.
It really is.
Yeah. And as well as you think he read that room correctly?
No.
He did.
Basically,
What are they talking about? They're acting like they played a clip of, no offense to my buddy, but they're acting like they played a clip of Tom Myers and we're like, you all get what we're talking about, right? You know?
I don't think Shane Gillis read the room they're in correctly.
They just watched the bong hit transplant joke and they're like, no commentary needed. Everyone knows what we're talking about.
So they're there to hear their name called. They are not there to laugh, number one. So
in the first, I'll amend that.
Yeah.
The first 5 minutes is for you, whoever the host is. The first 5 minutes of any award show is for you to get to know the audience. And the rest of that time, people want to know, did I win?
Yeah.
That's what they want.
Take this as. They're like, hey, why did you tell jokes during the monologue? Like Joy literally said, hey, they're not there to laugh. Then why did they hire a comedian?
Yeah, they're there for their ESPY awards.
Why? And by the way, these are two comics, supposedly. I've always heard Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar. I've never seen any evidence of it, but I've seen them introduced as comedians. And they're like, hey.
Allegedly.
Hey, clown boy. They're not there to laugh. You're supposed to get up, and I guess as the host, I guess they hired Shane Gillis to say, we're here for a very important night. And
solemn ESPYs.
We're celebrating sports, and there's nothing funny about that. So, what a year it's been, and ladies and gentlemen, Caitlin Clark, and that's all he's supposed to do, I guess. That's why they paid him probably a lot of money to do that on ABC.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Caitlin Clark. It's followed by roarous boos.
You know what's weird about this too is they're on ABC. This is like the same property that owns the ESPYs. And they're like, boy, they really fucked up with this. I guess I give them credit for that in a way, because they're like, I don't know who hired this asshole. It's their bosses.
I mean, Don Imus and Howard Stern were on the same net channel for years.
True.
You know, you watch all the shows, they're like this, but this.
But you know what?
That was the end.
So they continue, and I'll give one of the girls credit. I think we'll hear from her in one of these clips where she's like, I don't get it. I thought it was funny. And they're like, what? They're like, they don't even really acknowledge her. They're like, yeah, no, I agreed. We all thought it was terrible. She's like, what's happening?
You know, quiet.
Well, you have to know how to work the room. I don't know if he was struggling with how to do that. A lot of people are good at that.
Maybe I couldn't do it first and foremost.
Maybe I missed it because I thought some of it was funny.
Yeah.
So I mean, the Epstein joke, he said, you know, I guess it got deleted.
Okay, this is nuts. What we're about to hear is a bananas take from Joy Behar. And that I'm talking about a show where I think Whoopi Goldberg said like Hitler liked black people or something. Like they get wild on that show. So the bar is set pretty high. Joy says maybe the craziest thing I've heard anyone say on this program, or maybe any program. Cardiff, I hear you spend time north of the border. Is that correct?
Occasionally, yes. Only since Donald Trump won the presidency.
I understand. Yeah. He fled.
Yes.
In your time,
All the presidency. Sorry.
if you said the name, I don't know how often you do this, but if you said the name Jeffrey Epstein,
Yes.
do you just get blank looks? Do people know what you're talking about up there?
They do. They do.
Really? It made
They
its
do.
way all the way up there.
It has crossed. I mean, obviously, we've all learned now that there's nothing there and there's nothing to see.
Of course.
Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison for a joke, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's
Well, Cardiff, you say we've all learned. By that you mean the three of us, because we're really smart, well-read guys. But most people have never heard of Jeffrey Epstein. Are you aware of that?
Weird. I didn't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
No one knows who that is, actually, as Joy is about to tell us.
Right? Probably never existed, actually. Let's move on as a country and ignore that. I thought that was funny, and he actually
You have to
fun
know
at Aaron Rodgers
the story
too.
in order to get that joke.
I think
I think everybody knows.
How do you not know that story?
Joy's going to explain, Craig. Don't worry.
No, what Joy is saying is comedy needs context.
Yeah. Most people have probably never heard of Jeffrey Epstein.
I'm stunned that the person defending Shane Gillis is Sonny Hostin. That was not what I would have bet money on at all.
If I'll give you Trump, Elon, Taylor Swift. Other than those three, has there been a name uttered more in pop culture in the last 5 years than Jeffrey Epstein?
Stuttering John Melendez.
All right.
At least in my algorithm.
All right, Jeff is top 5 then.
Yeah.
About the Epstein story.
Everybody never
Shane-
make that assumption. The
Shane
audience
Gillis
doesn't
is-
read what you read.
No,
That's
but
true.
Shane Gillis is kind of part of. I don't like.
Go back.
using
I've got to
the-
hear that again. Joy is saying most people don't know who Jeffrey Epstein is. Listen, Sonny, just because you're into this really obscure true crime thing that you talked about, where it seems like the guy was completely innocent and suffered from depression, so he took his own life.
You
think
have
that's
to
fun at
know
Aaron
the
Rodgers,
story
too.
in order to get that
Well,
joke.
I think
I think everybody knows about the Epstein story.
Everybody never
Shane-
make that assumption. The
Shane
audience
Gillis
doesn't
is-
read what you read.
No,
That's
but
true.
Shane Gillis is kind of part of. I
Can you
don't like
imagine
using-
if Shane told that joke and was like, by the way, before I get into this, Jeff Epstein, well, he was an entrepreneur. He was a businessman, and it's going to take me a while to set this one up. But he had a lot of powerful friends. Yeah, Shane, we know who Jeffrey Epstein is. What do you have to give? Does she think? Does Joy think? Like when Shane did his Trump impression, was Joy like, God, I feel bad. He's bombing. No one even knows who this is. No one's ever heard of this guy.
in a crowd, a lot of MAGA guys
Is that
follow
a real
him.
word?
I think it is, but I hate using it.
Yeah.
What is it? See,
We're
this
white
how
guys
far
with
back-
this.
The people who follow
guys
him
exist in
definitely
it?
knew
Yeah.
that joke,
Yeah.
and they're definitely mad about Epstein.
Okay.
Okay. So now they're saying the manosphere is those are the only people into Jeffrey Epstein. If you're part of the manosphere, which is a name people like this gave them.
Mhm.
Joe Rogan didn't go, I'm starting something called the manosphere. And then so
But
they
I'm sure
give
they
him-
adopted it. I'm sure they took it. It's like, yeah, I'll take that.
I've never really heard
Just like
them-
black people use the N-word. Like it's like, yeah.
I've never heard it that
Manosphere.
way. But it is so great. It's so great to have an audience like The View has, where you can just fool these rubes into believing whatever you say. Where like it's people like this that started the oh, Joe Rogan is the head of this manosphere. And then a couple years later, once they're done with that phrase, they go, Shane's part of something called the manosphere. Doesn't that sound gay, guys? It's like, no, you did that. You started it.
I like how they're mad about Epstein. We're not. They are.
We think Jeff was really cool.
Sphere.
The manosphere.
Is that only white men?
No, but it is straight men. He's straight men humor.
Straight guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. No
guys,
no
well,
gays allowed. We'll allow coloreds. but just no gays.
Did you hear Whoopi? She's like, straight men actually used to be funny.
Oh yeah, so this is the take they're going to get into. Is like, what happened to all our straight whites?
You know, straight guys were always funny.
Straight
But
women, and I
Not
think,
all
yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
That's what
When I was a kid, they were always funny. They were always funny. You know?
Man,
Yeah,
those
white-
are the days, Whoopi. Why? I think Whoopi's onto something. Why can't we get more white men in Hollywood?
Oh Jesus! Back in my day,
This was the great. I know the View stuff. Like it's probably hack at this point to play clips of the View, but this is something that I was interested in with the Shane stuff, and it's just so bizarre to hear them talk like this. It's like, oh, this is why. Like I'm sure, like Craig, your boy Jerry gets up in arms about the View, and I get it now. Hearing them talk about Shane, it's like, well, this is so ridiculous that someone has to respond to it.
I think the craziest thing is their Epstein take.
It didn't happen, Craig. What's the big deal? That's where you know there's something crazy going on, where all these people that hate Trump have the opportunity now to get everyone on their side. And they could go, hey, isn't this Epstein stuff kind of crazy that Trump is doing?
that's what's confusing to me. I thought they would all be pounding the Epstein drum at this point. Now that he's
Cardiff, no one even knows who that is.
That's true.
Why even bring up that name, Cardiff?
Just
I
in
know
the
we just
manosphere.
mentioned him, but people put that name out of their heads so quickly. No one even knows who you're talking about.
That's true.
You're one of these manosphere guys.
We're talking about Don Rickles. She's talking about Don Rickles and George
Yeah,
Carlin.
I'm talking about
George Carlin.
You know,
That's
these
very
are straight white guys, and you know, I guess when you know how to do material, you can make it work.
Yeah.
You can make it work without it being offensive and terrible. So what do I know? I'm a used to be.
No, he's
We'll
going.
be
Never was.
Fact
Haha, Burn.
But was Whoopi ever a comedian? She's always called a comedian, but was she actually a comedian?
Yeah.
I mean, you never saw Back in the Habit too?
I did.
Sister Act. Come on now.
Back in the Habit too. But it's so funny when they use the logic that they hate, where they're like, you know, why can't every white guy be George Carlin? It's like, could you imagine if I was like, hey,
No, why can't every straight white guy be George Carlin?
this black guy should be more like Bill Cosby? It's like, well, I don't know. Maybe times change, you know?
Perhaps. Yeah, I like the. It just made me think. Remember that? It was some beer commercial. I don't know if it was Bud Light or Coors or whatever. That Real Men of Genius
Yes.
campaign they did.
Yeah.
I want Whoopi to do like a real straight white men that used to be funny kind of segment.
Those were the days.
Oh,
Why can't we get more people like Woody Allen, you know?
yeah. Oh, yeah. Great example. But I don't know. Even that, just the fact that they're sitting there, the fact that I hate these people, but it always does seem like these people are just as bad as labeling everyone, like painting everyone with the same brush. All straight men used to be funny. Now they're not.
We played a clip of my guy, Ojeda, your guy as well, Cardiff.
Yeah.
We played a clip of him talking about immigration once. And he's like, if you get rid of all the immigrants, who's going to clean our toilets?
Yeah.
And you're like, what? That's the reason you want to keep them?
We need toilet cleaners. The world needs toilet cleaners too.
What a nutty take. Should we watch Shane bomb a little? I know everyone's seen the clips, but
I have not.
We haven't gotten Craig's take or Cardiff's take. So let's watch a little
Any of this.
Shane bombing at the ESPYs.
SGA is here. Give it up for SGA. Hell yeah, bro.
There's no video.
And now everybody sitting around it is in foul trouble. Megan Rapinoe could not make it tonight.
Cardiff, we don't need video on this
That's
program.
true. No, it's there now.
No, we're gonna pretend she's a good time. All right.
Like that's awesome. The fact, much like when he
Nate Diaz are here.
hosted SNL.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's pause it for a moment, Sean. Much like when he hosted SNL, the main thing I'm not even saying like he crushed or it was his best material. It certainly wasn't. Like you could tell other people wrote the jokes for him, obviously. But what I love is that Shane did Shane on this. Like the idea that he went up and was like, oh, we're gonna act like Megan Rapinoe's a good time. All right. Like the fact that he was the same Shane on the ESPYs that you get on like Matt and Shane or when he's on War Mode. The fact that he's the same guy is the real victory. And it's what Shane has done, and I don't think gets nearly enough credit for. Like, I think a big part of the reason that cancel culture and all that stuff started to shift back the other way is because when Shane got canceled, he did literally nothing differently. He was the same guy from getting fired on SNL all the way to the ESPYs. He's been exactly the same, and he didn't let that change him. And
Just
I think
like-
his fans supported him for it.
Just like Louis C.K. still jacking off in front of people.
Damn
He
straight,
said,
brother.
fuck this. I'm still
Mhm.
jacking off in front of people. I don't
I'm
get the
good.
reference though. Who did he? I didn't get that reference. That-
Megan
that was my-
Rapinoe she's a soccer player, but she's super liberal and the kind of person Craig hates, you know?
Oh, got it.
It's not even that she's liberal. She thinks she's owed the world, and I fucking hate her guts for it.
Well, Shane Gillis stood up for you guys like you in the manosphere.
But I'll take Whoopi's argument here. Do all these football players know who she is?
Yes,
see
she's
that?
at the
Yeah,
she's been at the ESPYs like most years.
Oh, okay, fine.
Actually, I had a couple drinks with those guys last night at the hotel, and it was terrifying. Donald Trump wants to stage a UFC fight on the White House lawn. The last time he staged a fight in D.C., Mike Pence almost died. All right. You don't have to do that. It was fine. I didn't write it.
So they criticized him for doing that too, and I've seen other
On the
people
writers.
criticize it. I think, and I could be wrong, I wouldn't love if it was just like random writers that were hired. It would be kind of shitty of Shane to throw them under the bus. I think his writers were like Lil Sass and like Chris O'Connor. I think they were
Sean
like his
Gar-
boys.
Sean Gardini was on the credits.
Yeah, so was Lil Sass, I believe. So like his boys were right. I assume that's who he's throwing under the bus. Which, if you know Matt and Shane, like that's just a funny thing to do.
It could be too that like I almost want to dig into it. Like he was probably fighting these jokes before the show. Like I don't think this is going to work, and like somebody insisted, Shane, this will work, do it.
Yeah.
Like this, and he just wanted to let everyone see. Told you that was his. I told you so.
Yeah. There are a lot of jokes you can tell are not Shane jokes. I think even he said like he didn't write a lot of these, and he said it's weird when you have a writing staff because people present you jokes where they're like, "Hey, I'm fat and look retarded," and you're like, "Oh, geez." Like when I write those, it's different, but I don't know you that well.
And this isn't Shane's show. He doesn't have. I don't think he has. I mean, I guess he would have some say in what words are coming out of his mouth, but it's not his show.
I think based on the jokes he told, if you compare it to when like Justin Timberlake hosts, I think he clearly has some say. Like it's clearly a Shane type of set. But yeah, you're right. I'm sure there's stuff that ABC didn't allow. You know.
Joke here, but as it got deleted, must have probably deleted itself, right? Probably never existed. Actually, let's move on as a country and ignore that.
You know what's funny? I think the way Craig is played, Craig's internet is so bad that
So it's not just me.
the way these clips are playing does make it sound like he's bombing. It's like Craig is working with the View.
He is.
I'm seeing reports that my internet is bad, and that's
It's
why
terrible.
I briefly.
Yeah, the clip's choppy. I didn't know if it was me though. I was going to leave and come back in.
No, it is. It's clearly Craig, and it's nice to have, as I said before the show, it's nice to have someone else here.
Oh no, the
Because
clip's perfect.
when it's just me and Craig, he's like, "No, you're wrong. Actually,
No, you are wrong. Perfect. You stink.
the last time Craig and I broadcast together, I said I think there's a bit of an echo, and Craig goes, "No," and I was like, "Oh."
I said I didn't hear it.
I was like, "Oh, okay." And then someone in the comments was like, "There actually is an echo mic," and I was like, "No, it turns out you're incorrect. We're all wrong."
Season, yeah, hell yeah. Carl Anthony Towns is here. Hey, girl.
That's a very funny joke. It didn't go well, but there was a meme of Carl Anthony Towns looking very feminine during one of his
Yes.
games. That's what that's.
Hey, girl. Like that's where I can't think of someone that could have done better on the ESPYs because Shane actually is a sports fan and knows these stories, and even if he didn't write the jokes, understands where they're coming from. Whereas if you hand those jokes to, like I said, Justin Timberlake, I don't think he's keeping up with fucking Karl Anthony Towns or SGA or any of these guys. So like, it's not going to be delivered the same as if Shane does it.
Max Crosby is here. Max, I hope you had a good Juneteenth, brother.
It does sound like what Craig did to these clips is like when people play clips of The Big Bang Theory without the laugh track.
Without the laugh track, yeah, exactly.
I don't know. It doesn't. The real clip doesn't sound like that. I don't know why Craig is doing this to our buddy Shane.
But I don't. But again, I haven't seen any of these clips. I don't think he did well. Did he? Like the crowd.
I thought he did fine.
But no. But it was the crowd with him.
No, not really.
I didn't think they don't. It doesn't seem like the crowd's with.
I guess not. It sounds better than this. But no, I guess you're right.
I'll be able.
But there's one. If Cardiff hasn't seen this, there's one in particular I want to show him because there's a brilliant joke in here.
Oh yeah.
You guys weird. 4-time WNBA All-Star Brittany Hicks is here. Give it up for Brittany, everybody. I'm joking around. That's my friend's wife. I knew none of you knew WNBA players.
Yeah, that's good.
That's Matt McCusker's wife, Brittany. Which is hilarious. And they do. It doesn't sound like
black chick. Well, I'll tell everyone she's a basketball player.
It doesn't sound like it, but it is. They do clap for her, which is very funny. Because, like, if they were like, hey, it's NFL Pro Bowler Mike Geary and showed a picture of me, the crowd would be like, what? But all these phonies are just like, hey, she must be the WNBA. She's black. She must be an all-star.
It's a perfect joke. It was a brilliant joke.
That was good.
It was like we've talked about when like the comic knows exactly how the crowd's going to react to set and use that as part of his punchline.
Yeah, and since the audio is a little weird, we don't need to play the rest. That's the only part I really wanted to get to. But like, he does a tribute to Norm Macdonald. To be fair, it was, now that I'm thinking about it, I guess it was a little more for us at home than the audience. Because like at the end, he does a tribute to Norm Macdonald. I'm sure Karl Anthony Towns doesn't give a fuck about that. No. You know.
Tell me if this sounds better.
Brittany, everybody.
Much better.
I'm joking around. That's my friend's wife. I knew none of you knew WNBA players.
There we go.
That's crazy.
Look at Craig producing.
Attaboy.
Simone Biles is here. Yeah, oh yeah.
I thought these jokes sucked.
This one sucked a lot.
These were clearly someone not knowing Shane writing these
jokes. What did Shane say next?
Let's find out.
I just skipped past it. He just calls her a leprechaun, and that's literally the joke.
Yeah. That's not great.
That was the best one. Joe Rogan actually wanted me to be here to host this award show so that I could capture Adam Silver because Joe thinks he's an alien. And Donald Trump wanted me to be here to capture Juan Soto for the same reason. It's an alien joke. Who booed up there, dude? Shut up. Aaron Rodgers did not take the vaccine because he predicted it would be bad for him. And then he joined the New York Jets. So maybe he wasn't right about everything. Shador Sanders had his jersey number retired at Colorado this year, and people are saying it's because of nepotism, because of his father, and it's not. It's because he went 13-12 over his career, and he almost won the Alamo Bowl.
Like, that's very funny.
Yeah,
it's funny, and most people wouldn't have told that on the ESPYs.
No.
It's a big year for the WNBA. I love Caitlin Clark.
These are my favorite.
Yeah, hell yeah. Caitlin Clark, she and I have a lot in common. We're both whites from the Midwest who have nailed a bunch of threes.
You can tell he didn't write that.
Yeah.
All right.
That was
there
a
you go.
mean
Lighten up
joke
a
of
little.
Steph Curry.
Isn't it nice you can hear the audience now? It doesn't sound like the room has emptied.
We'll
the way we're
see
playing
about
these
this one.
This is my favorite joke on this whole monologue.
You're right. Craig's obviously sweetened this clip up.
Yeah. This is one I'm very surprised made it in.
When Caitlin Clark retires from the WNBA, she's going to work at a Waffle House so she can continue doing what she loves most, fist fighting black women.
I'm surprised that made it in.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Hell yeah. Who yelled? Drewski? Thank you, bro. Oh, John Jones. Yeah. What are you, nut jobs over there?
John Jones goes, hell yeah.
Shohei Ohtani couldn't make it tonight. Man, I hope his interpreter didn't bet that he was going to be here. Shohei is a once-in-a-generation talent. No one's been able to do what he does at so many positions, pitcher, hitter, and bookie. A bookie is what Bill Belichick used to his girlfriend before bedtime.
I think that's very funny.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I also think it's, again, maybe I'm underestimating past hosts or whatever. I don't watch the ESPYs every year, so I don't know how edgy they get. But like the idea of calling out a clear illicit gambling scandal that was basically just covered up by Major League Baseball, like calling that out on the ESPYs, I do think is ballsy, and I don't know that most guys would have done that.
They read The Very Horny Caterpillar. The little engine that could, but needed a pill first.
That's the
And
joke
of
that
course,
the
classic good night boobs.
Of all the things they picked, it was that one.
yeah, it was that, and they go, ooh.
I'm stunned the View didn't play the fight black women at a Waffle House joke.
I know, you'd think that'd be where they could get him.
But again, I don't understand the View not being behind the joke about the old white guy and the young.
That's the thing. This is what Shane is very good at, is that the right wants to claim him, but he's not really that guy. Like, I mean, there's clearly, I think he probably leans right more than left, definitely. At least like his persona. But like he tells a lot of jokes shitting on Trump that he's about to get to. Like,
yeah, I don't see him political at all. He's just, he just makes, like, because I think he got the badge of the right when it was like he was the anti-woke guy, but he was never the anti-woke guy. He was just the comedy guy.
Exactly.
Right? He's just to make jokks.
Yeah. So even when like a political side wants to claim him, he's never leaned into it, which I think is very smart.
That was my favorite one. Also, I'm not trashing Bill Belichick. First off, he's 73 years old and he's dating a hot 24-year-old, and people are criticizing him. What happened to this country? It used to be a great country. He won 6 Super Bowls. Yeah. He's dating a hot 24-year-old. Maybe if you guys won 6 Super Bowls, you wouldn't be sitting next to a fat, ugly dog wife.
Again, just the fact that he said that on ABC.
Rob Saul wrote that joke.
Yes, yeah.
They let me do it. I don't. This is Disney. They allowed that.
Just do it.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you a story. I was at we should have taken that.
We could skip this, but could you skip ahead to the Norm joke? There was one in his.
You don't want to hear all those Trump jokes on this channel. Can't have that here.
No, definitely not. No, I didn't think the story was great, but he has a. I loved the Trump joke where he's like, "Why do we pretend Trump knows sports? Like every time a team goes to the White House, he's like." So you're the one who catches. These are big guys, black guys.
The biggest and the blackest.
That part of that was just saying, and that was the New York Liberty.
Right.
Awesome. Okay, that's a good joke.
Hey, Leonard's here. Hell yeah. Sugar Ray, you're the man, but in 10 years, Jake Paul is going to try to knock you out. So take it easy. There's one thing I want to say before I get out of here, and this is a dumb joke. You guys aren't going to like it, but it was it's just a Norm Macdonald joke that I loved when he hosted the ESPYs, and I'm going to do it now. Travis Hunter won the Heisman Trophy this year. He's the first defensive player since Charles Woodson to win the Heisman. Congratulations, Travis Hunter, winning the Heisman. That's something they can never take away from you, unless you keep your wife and a waiter, in which case they can take that away from you. Well... See, a lot of you don't like me, and that's okay.
He's just a man. And what's funny about that is, like, what's funny about listening to The View criticize him is, like, if you go back and watch those Norm clips, he was also, like, kind of bombing. Like, that's not a room that...
Oh, yeah, they hated it.
That's not a room that appreciates funny. They're there to have their asses kissed. So to criticize them for not kissing the asses of celebrities is wild by these nut jobs on The View, where they literally said they're not there for comedy. It's like, well, you hired a comedian, so I don't understand why you would do that.
It's like Ricky Gervais, doing the Golden Globes or whatever. At home, it was great, but the people in the audience did not like it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I thought Shane did a great job, and it's another. I'll apologize to my buddy Shane when I see him at Skankfest this year. I'll say, Shane, I'm sorry.
Oh, tell him I say hi.
Will do, because when I heard he was hosting the ESPYs, I was like, fuck. My reaction was live on KMS. I was like, God, I was hitting my chair. I was like, God damn it, because I'm always worried that he's gonna get sucked into that world where he's a guy who should be hosting the ESPYs, but I shouldn't have doubted him, because he yet again proved that he's not seeming to change. As famous as he gets, he seems to still be himself.
Go to blindmike.net for everything Blind Mike. Look at me. I did it. Kragers did it.